I'm gonna try and break this down, see what happens. It may or may not go well, but I really need to get this done and get back up to the property. My goals for the rest of the week into next week is I've got to get the septic tank officially positioned. I'm going to have the health inspector come out one more time and tell me where he wants me to put it because of the toilet that's in the shop house. I had to add an extra 100 feet of leach field to my septic system, and so I'm going to have him come out and look it over, make sure everything's good. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to push the sand point down. I backfilled the hole where I dug down and I hit water only because it was dangerous. It was 18 feet deep and one of the sides collapsed and actually folded up my aluminum ladder right as I was crawling out, which is another story. But I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to push the sand point down right up next to the shop house. That way I can build some sort of a well shed around it or something like that. But anyway, as far as today's concerned, I need to get this done so I can get back over there and get to work. It just all keeps breaking to pieces. The more I look at these 2x6s, there's a lot of cracks in them, and I'm just not sure if it's worth. Like right there, it's a crack right there. I'm just not sure if it's worth the effort as much as I'd like to have them. So I'm gonna go back to the property and go and load the tin and start working on sending that well point down. Okay, I've dug out this hole right here and filled it back in 2 different times now. This is the spot that the well witcher told me was the best possible spot to find a well. As I dig down into this hole, every time there's always evidence of water. This last time I actually dug into a pocket of water that ran all weekend. There's 2 problems with this location. Number one, if I try and dig a well down here, I'm gonna have to put some sort of a well house right here. And the location is just not good for, I don't wanna put a well house right here. Aesthetically, it's the wrong place to put it. It's my view right down to the road. It's my view over to Mindy and Terrell's property. It's just not gonna look right. But on top of that, I'm not sure if the water is temporary just because we had such a wet winter. By the way, you can hear one of our beautiful summer storms in the background. I've never heard thunder in my life like the thunder that we have here. So hopefully we'll catch some of this storm. But what I've decided to do is fill this back in and leave it alone, because the kind of pump that I'm going to use with my well is what's called a jet pump. And the jet pump sits on the surface and it uses a series of what's called a foot valve, which is basically a check valve that filters out the sediment, as well as there's a secondary valve I have to put on top, which potentially can allow me to pump water down as far as 90 feet. So this is basically the spot where I've decided to try and push the well point down in. This corner back here is what I believe is kind of the maybe the wash or the creek or whatever that was here a long time ago. I think leads down to that spot where I've dug out a couple times. You can see right now I still have this this area that weeps all the time. We haven't had really a huge rain in quite a while, and so I know this is water that's probably seeps out all year round. And so what my thought is that if I send the sand point down right here, number one, it's close enough to the shop where I can incorporate a small utility room that'll hold the jet pump and also hold the 2,500 gallon tank that I'm going to pump the water into. And by small, I mean like a 10 by 10 room. And so what I'm gonna do first and foremost is I'm gonna try my own dowsing. I'm gonna try to douse it myself and see if I get any sort of a reaction. Over there, I doused it many times and I did get a reaction. I still have my dowsing rods hanging over there in the tree. So I'm gonna douse this right here, and then I'm gonna do a starter hole for the sand point and the 20-foot piece of 2-inch galvanized. And I'm gonna hang a chain and use the backhoe bucket and try and push that down in. Now this might be a complete waste of time, but I'm gonna give it a go because I think this location right here might be just as good as that location down there for water. I'm gonna try and get it down 40 feet, maybe even try and go down 60 feet with that sand point. We'll just see how hard it is to push down there. Again, there seems to be a point when I dig down where I get into rock, and so I'm not sure if I'll be able to send that sand point all the way down or not, but I'm going to try it. I've already got the sand point, I've already got the pipe. I went over to the scrap yard. They happen to have 20-foot stick of 2-inch galvanized pipe, which would probably cost me close to $100 new, and I think I paid $15 for it. So it's worth trying. That's the hesitancy with that spot over there, is I never felt good about, even if I was able to get water, what kind of pump do I put in? I know I need to be down at least 15 to 20 feet to get into the good water, and I hit water at 15 feet on that. And so this to me seems to be the better alternative. So I'm gonna get the dowsing rods and see what happens. I'm hiding under the tree my kids call the grandpa tree, big giant Douglas fir tree. May not be the best idea. Lightning's hitting all around me here. These storms are sure interesting. It's hard to complain about the rain because we sure need it, but I can't wait to have our porch coming off that far side of the shop house with our new tin, corrugated tin that we just got. I can't wait to be sitting underneath that porch listening to the rain. Part of the reason we wanted that tin roof. I was just standing under that tree, and man, the lightning's hitting right close by. I had a feeling I should probably come sit in my truck. Now we got enough rain to muddy things up. It's hailing. And she's done. But now I'm in a pickle because enough rain came down to where if I try and bring the backhoe down here, I'm gonna go slipping and sliding all over. But if I wait a couple hours, it'll be fine. It'll dry right out. It just turns into a slippery, greasy, snotty, muddy mess. Or I can just hold out, maybe move all this stuff around and get ready and try and get the backhoe up here. But the weather up here is something else. Especially in the summertime, drops the temperature probably 15 degrees. Now the animals are all going to come out and start wandering around. We're starting to see the turkeys again, the deer and the elk for sure. I saw a turkey hen today running down the road, and I bet she had 17 or 18 little tiny babies behind her. I could have grabbed some of those babies, and I bet those babies were less than a week old. The winter was so bad that there was a tremendous loss with the turkey and the deer. And I read something that said that now both the turkey and the deer will have twins. Almost every doe will have twins, and the turkeys are going to have huge, I think, clutches is what they're called. So I'm happy to see the turkeys again. We're starting to see them. For a while there we didn't see any. There might be some right up on the hill up there actually. Oh, buddy, did I hurt you? I don't think I hurt you, did I? Little scrape. I think he's okay. I think it's a newt salamander. While digging out the hill here, trying to get this area ready to work on the well, I found this little guy. Hopefully that water's not too cold for him. Good luck, buddy. I wanted to get the dirt cleaned up around the pad before I start to push that sand point down. That way I have all the room that I need to send it down. And as usual, I got a little carried away. Spent quite a bit of time on the backhoe and the tractor moving a bunch of dirt around. I have my old Ford tractor listed for sale right now, and there's a guy coming tomorrow morning from a neighboring community that thinks he wants to buy it. So I had the thought that I better use it while I still have it. But I moved a whole lot of dirt around. This area up here was missing a lot of I guess surface area just for parking, and so I dug into the side of the hill here. It gave me a lot more area to move back to, but it's a lot more parking. So now I have that whole area. I'm still gonna have to grade down along the edge of the hill there, and I'm gonna taper that off, but I want to put some sort of a French drain or something. But got a lot of dirt work done. Now I get to load up the tractor and haul it back into town and see if he wants to buy it. If he doesn't buy it, I won't be mad. But at the same time, if he does buy it, we could definitely use that money to put towards the shop house. So I got to meet with him in the morning, and then hopefully I'll get back up here and start trying to send that sand point.